It emits a small burst of plasma that can instantly kill germs.
By aiming the plasma plume on my finger here, what I'm practically doing is blasting away any bacteria that could be on there, but it's not affecting my finger in any way. It's able to kill bacteria, but not human cells.
The military is already looking at putting plasma force fields on fighter jets as the next generation of stealth technology. The idea: take something like the plasma pencil, scale it up, and mount it on different positions around a jet. The plasma emitted from the device would create a force field, shielding the jet from the probing attention of ground-based radar. Radar works by bouncing electromagnetic waves off an object. A plasma field would shred these waves, making the jet undetectable. Dr. LaRussi's studies focus on what's called cold plasma, because they can be created in room temperature environments. It's the type of plasma witnessed in the glow of a neon sign, or in the image from a plasma TV. Although he's developed the plasma pencil for non-military applications, he sees how cold plasmas could someday defend against certain types of directed energy weapons.
We know that plasma can absorb radiation, can reflect radiation. We know, for example, for microwaves, it can do that. But radiation comes in all frequencies and all energies, and we cannot just say general statement that it can absorb all kind of energy, all kind of radiation, though.
But the goal is to develop force fields that can defend against everything, from death rays to nuclear missiles. And the solution might be in hot plasmas, the type seen in lightning and the sun.
If it's very hot plasma, it could evaporate or deflect physical objects.
A hot plasma force field would instantly vaporize any weapon hurled at it. It would be the ultimate game changer in war. But can it be built? Scientists at the U.S. Department of Energy's Brookhaven National Laboratory have created the world's first hot plasma force field. It's called a plasma window. 3 feet high and less than 1 foot in diameter, the temperature of this miniature force field is 21,632 degrees Fahrenheit, about 300 times hotter than the air at room temperature. The challenge is how to supersize a plasma window into a force field that can shield tanks, missile silos, even entire cities without reducing them to cinders.
It's a very expensive thing to do, so it's not in the near term, but it's not physically impossible.
One solution might be to layer cold and hot plasma, much the same way armor is layered to shield a tank from explosives.
It seems very possible that for military applications, we might eventually look at kind of nested force fields, fields within fields within fields, almost like the layers of an onion. One layer might be able to protect against laser attack. Another one might be able to protect against some sort of biological weapons, and some other one might be able to protect against a kind of electromagnetic pulse.
But is the government really staking our military superiority on going into battle armed with force fields, ray guns, and death beams, rather than bullets and missiles? A January 2009 document prepared by the Center for Strategic and Budgetary Assessments, a U.S. Defense Department-funded think tank, clearly points to that future. Quote, "Lasers promise to be a transformational game changer in military operations." And on March 18, 2009, that battlefield strategy took another huge leap forward when Pentagon researchers at Northrop Grumman, one of the military's largest contractors, test-fired a 100-kilowatt laser, the most powerful battlefield-strength laser ever built.
A 10-kilowatt laser will quite readily cut off human limbs or any kind of tissue, so 10 kilowatts is already frighteningly high power. A 100-kilowatt laser is an amazing amount of high power.
Science has suddenly become more remarkable than the wildest science fiction fantasies. The battlefields of tomorrow will look a lot like the fantasy films of today.
Maybe it's a little too easy then to be able to take weapons that seemed as though they could have been nice and clean and efficient, or maybe even non-lethal, and suddenly turn them into some of the most devastating things that the world has ever seen.
I believe that the potential for the future to include things like what we have become accustomed to seeing in science fiction is very possible. We foresee the potential for handheld portable laser weapons and other directed energy to take the place of bullet-wielding weapons probably within our life.